What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let's take a look at pbts. I made a video on this a couple of days ago and I unfortunately uploaded the wrong video, so that one never came out, but I'll show you what I'm looking at. This is one that we talked about quite a while ago, had some interest in. It's not financial advice. This one is a Chinese company, so take what you want from that information and do what you will. But looking at it, right, falling wedge back here into our breakout, into another falling wedge with the breakout, which led us to where we're starting to get a little bit of action here. I'm going to call this more of a bear flag than a rising wedge, I think, as of right now. And we have another little concern about this potential possible maybe there's a gap, maybe not. I don't know. It's TradingView. TradingView doesn't always pick up every last movement, but what I would be watching for is, since we are kind of losing our trend line right now, be watching for a test down here around 11 cents is what I would be watching to the downside, and see if we can regain that strength. Just need a little bit of time to consolidate at a new level and see if it wants to continue to work its way back up. So watch that pull back to 11 cents as of right now. The last time I made a video on pbts, I said if you didn't want to sit here and wait and see what happens, set your alerts somewhere around 12.5 cents. The reason why is because I feel like until we get to about 13.5 cents, we're going to have a little bit of just indecision as to if it's going to make its push or if it's going to get that rejection, and we're just going to struggle for a little bit. One of the reasons, I guess, is our volume profile. I like our volume profile gap that comes in at 13 cents, so it's either going to reject pretty heavy on us at that ledge, or we're going to be able to make a nice move up from there. And the other reason is kind of the channel, right, getting back into that golden pocket, 1375. I do think that it has every chance to be able to hit 1375. I just don't know how fast or how soon it's going to happen. But if you follow me on Twitter, I posted that today. I've been in it for a while. I have a pretty good average, I think. Mine's currently green. I don't feel like it's chasing yet. I just don't know. Like, if you want to be patient and see if we do get that pullback to 11 cents or even 10.80 range, then by all means go ahead and do whatever you feel comfortable with. And again, I don't know how the Chinese markets are going to continue to respond, or if if this thing will actually move. But whenever I see a drop off like what we had, I'll take that play. I'll show you just kind of why. If I see this, I'm gonna take that play, right? We got a double bottom down here that set in, we were watching for, and from there it's starting to make its climb. So we want to see how strong a climb it can make. This one just kind of just moves whenever it wants to move, just looking at some of the history on it as far as the way it moves. So I would keep an eye. Maybe there won't be time to make a decision later. It might be one of those that you just protect yourself to the downside if it's something that you're interested in. And we kind of just stumbled on this one through the AI section that we were doing there for a little while, so I still have interest in it. Like I said, I my entry average is way down here, so don't feel like you should get in, don't feel like you shouldn't get in. It's moved a little bit, but it's nothing too major in my opinion as of right now. Just giving you the heads up that if we can't hold this trend line or suck back up into it, then we're going to find ourselves making some sort of new hopeful bull flag situation coming off of here, right? We'll see if we get another test, but I could see us flagging down into this box before it wants to make its break and try for the fib to take out that 1167 again, and then up to 1271. So we'll keep an eye there as far as what's going on. I don't think this is accurate. pbts and Ortex, it might be accurate, but I just don't feel like it is. Not for the drop. I can't see the shorts really not being piled in. If there was that kind of drop, I can't see them where they would have covered since the drop. So Ortex estimating that it went up a little bit today, which would make sense because it was making its climb. So if it is shorted, then possibly, there's a little bit more activity coming in as far as the shorts go. But hey, take it for what it is. 2.96% live short interest of the free float, 8.87 million, and cost to borrow average sitting right at 14%. Utilization saying it's not maxed out. Again, here we see the Ortex estimate. If you look here, that we had a higher short interest, right? And then the massive drop, I have not seen anywhere that I would think that they would have covered or considered getting out of their position. Not saying it's highly shorted by any means, but they do have a very nice average if they were still in there and they were able to catch this move to the downside for the shorts. So they're not in trouble, they're not underwater. Don't think that there's any reason for this to be a short squeeze play. I don't like short squeeze plays. I'll talk about them, I'll look at them. Sometimes I like them, sometimes I don't, and I really don't like to get involved with anything that's going on just because we know that market makers, nefarious actions and whatnot will just kind of control the situation. And I don't know, I'm not here to tie up my money forever. I want to make money when I can make money. I want to play things that I think hopefully are not being too restricted. There's a little bit more volume that finally came in as of today, so that was nice to see, getting a little bit bigger volume action going on. The RSI was kind of heating up just a little bit over the past day or two. A little action coming back in, and maybe it's starting to catch some eyes with some of the movement that it's had. So I figured I'd throw a video out there and just kind of share with you guys, in case you don't remember whenever we talked about it in the past. And in case you tried to view that video I uploaded a couple of days ago and it did not come through. So here we have it. Again, be watching this a couple of levels. Right now, be watching for what goes on to the downside around 1080 to 1104.05. To the upside, we want to see it gain control of 1167, 1271, and ultimately work its way through this little gap that we have on the volume profile up to about 1375. Hold with some strength. Don't watch it on the 1 minute candle. Use something a little bit longer if you're going to be playing it, a little bit longer if you're just going to be flipping it. Then it is what it is. And I do think the golden pocket is probably pretty well, I can't guarantee anything, but I'm at least looking for a golden pocket return at 1375, and I would love to see it go much higher. Time will tell what it wants to do. I don't really know, but it does have the potential there, right, with the massive drop-off that we've saw. If it wanted to make a full recovery back, then, I mean, you're back up here at a $1.85 range, give or take. And, if we just go off of the fibs to the 1618, we're somewhere at the 2250. And then we'll see how it continues to move. There's no options, which is nice, so we won't have the market makers playing games with us as far as the options chain goes. So it's probably going to just depend on possibly volume, interest, how much action wants to actually come in here, and where they want to take it to. But we get back up in here, I think that would be quick ups, quick downs from somewhere in the 43-cent range, probably back to about 56 cents. And then, we don't have a whole lot of trading up in here either, from 68 cents up to about $1. So There'll be a couple of little hang-up spots as it makes its way back up if it wants to, but I don't think there's enough tested areas in there to really have any sort of hopefully hang-ups or whatever, until we get to that action zone wherever things have been happening in the past. So going to keep an eye on this one. Like I said, I do have a position, just full disclosure, and that doesn't mean anything to you guys. You guys do what you want to do. Hope you have a good weekend. I will catch you in the next one. As always, stay golden, people, and may your accounts stay green.